She got the recipe, she got what you need. That girl can cook, that black girl magic, I gotta have it.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my homemade lasagna. Y'all, it's going to be so easy and so delicious. You already know the game, okay? And look, I want you guys to go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new here, hey girl, hey, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And do not forget to tap that notification bell. Alright, so all hearts and minds are clear. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright y'all, so we're going to start off with our cheese mixture today. I'm adding in 1 cup of ricotta cheese. This is whole milk ricotta. Now look, you know ricotta has a lot of moisture and sometimes it'll get real runny. So you may want to add an egg to this or you may not. But the way I'm making it today, we're not using no egg because we don't need it, okay? But look, after you put in your cup of ricotta, add you in a 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese. I'm also going to add in some dried parsley just for color, you know, give it a nice little pizzazz. And some garlic salt to give it some flavor because ricotta cheese don't taste like nothing. Alright, at least the one not in the store. Okay, so look, mix and combine that very well. You can also add an egg like I told you so it can stay firm, but the way that I'm making it today, it does not require an egg. Or you can also add feta cheese. Ooh, get excited, girl, just go all out. And to that, we're gonna add just a pinch of salt to taste, because like I said, ricotta don't taste like nothing. Make sure it tastes good, girl, all right? Taste it, and once it's to your liking, set that aside, and we'll use it once we're ready to assemble, all right? So look, I'm pulling out my Dutch oven, because when do I not use my Dutch oven? Right, and I'm gonna add in 1 pound of ground beef. This is ground chuck, okay? And I'm also adding in 1/2 pound of ground Italian turkey sausage. Now look, I'm using turkey because I don't really eat a lot of pork. But if you want to use pork, go for it. The turkey sausage is just as yummy. And we're going to saute this up until it's nice and brown. But to that, we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of garlic salt as well as 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Because y'all, we got to have us some pepper in there, okay? And we're going to add just a pinch of salt to taste to make sure this ground beef and this turkey tastes delicious, all right? So once that is brown, we're gonna remove this from the heat, strain it, and set it aside until we need it, because that is done, all right? So look, we're moving pretty quickly. We're gonna bring that same pot back, and we're gonna make our sauce, our marinara from scratch, honey, all right? And the first thing that you're gonna need to do is put in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then we're gonna add in 1 tablespoon of butter. And to that, we're gonna add in 1 small onion that has been chopped, all right? So look, add that in, saute it till it gets nice and translucent, just slightly. We're not trying to cook it too much. And then we're gonna add in 1 teaspoon of garlic. I'm pressing my garlic today. You can add minced garlic, chopped garlic, the whole garlic clove, if that's your pleasure, okay? It's totally up to you. But I'm using fresh pressed garlic today. All right, now look, make sure you're moving pretty quickly. We're over medium heat and we don't want the onions or the garlic to burn. But to that, we're gonna add in 28 ounces of whole peeled tomatoes. Y'all, these are the best tomatoes to use when you're making a marinara sauce, I promise. And I'm just here mashing these up with my potato masher. You can use a fork, you can use a spoon, you can use with your hands in a bowl, whatever you want, okay? Just make sure you get those tomatoes mashed up. And to that, we're gonna add in 2 teaspoons of salt. We gotta season these tomatoes, because honey, if you taste it right out the can, it tastes like garbage. So make sure you season it very well. And we're gonna add some black pepper to taste, just enough or just a little, however much you prefer. And we're also gonna add in a 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano. If you have fresh oregano, that is even better, honey. Go for it. I'm telling you, just go for it, okay? And here I'm adding in a 1/4 teaspoon of red chili pepper flakes. That is totally optional. If you don't like spice, you can kick that out. You do not have to put that in, but it does add a nice kick, I promise. And it's not too spicy. Just check it out, okay? Now, we're gonna add in 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Why are we adding sugar? Because honey, this is a homemade sauce. Tomatoes are acidic. And I'm telling you, if you don't add any sugar, it's not gonna balance. Add your little sugar in there, it won't hurt. Now, if you're using jarred sauce, then you don't have to worry about all of these steps. You just throw the jarred sauce over in there, and that's the end of all be all, okay? But look, add you in some fresh basil if you have some, and a 1/2 teaspoon of some garlic salt. And honey, look, that is it. Do y'all hear me? That's it. So look, we're gonna thicken this sauce up just a little bit. If you don't like it on the thick side, you can totally skip this step, but we're gonna add in 1 to 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. All right, that is a very small ounce can of tomato paste, and we're only doing 1 to 2 tablespoons. And once we get that sauce going, we're gonna add in our meat that we cooked earlier. This is our ground sausage and our ground beef, and you're gonna combine it together, get it all nice and married. Look at that. It's gonna be a beautiful, lovely meat sauce. So look, combine all of that together, and I'm adding in 1 more tablespoon from the 1 to 2 tablespoons earlier to make this sauce right exactly where I need it. And make sure that you taste while you go, because the more things you add, the more you can alter the flavor, and we don't want that. But look, check that out. Let it simmer for a good about 5-10 minutes. Doesn't have to be too long, and you'll have a beautiful sauce just like this. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. This can also be used as a spaghetti sauce, okay? All right, so look, we're moving right along. We're gonna preheat our oven to 375 degrees, and now it is time to assemble our pasta. And I am using my favorite brand, you guys. And if you want to use this brand, you can definitely find it in most local grocery stores, but it is in the refrigerated aisle. You guys always ask me, where do I get my pasta? I always buy it refrigerated if I don't make it myself, okay? So this is in the refrigerated aisle next to the cheese, somewhere around there, okay? All right, so anyway, I'll make sure to post that in the description box. And these are pasta sheets. This is the whole sheet. So you can either use the sheet whole itself, or you can cut it like I am here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut mine because I wanna make sure that it has the right size that I need to have in this pot. All right, so look, once you get your pasta cut, we are ready to assemble. Y'all, we ready to put it together. This is the best part of making lasagna, putting it all together. So look, the first layer, the very first layer, we want to put a nice thin layer of meat sauce. Why are we putting a thin layer on the bottom? Well, it's because we don't want the noodles to burn, okay? What, you want some burnt lasagna? I didn't think so. So we got to add a nice little layer down there at the bottom. It does not have to be much, okay? Then the second layer, we're going to add our pasta sheet. Once you get your pasta sheets down, add your ricotta. Now, if you don't like ricotta, like me, I don't care for ricotta. I could have skipped the whole ricotta, but I had to put it in here. I had to. But look, if you are not into ricotta, you can definitely substitute this for some other kind of cheese or shredded cheese. And if you do like ricotta, slap it on there. Put as much as you want. You can make it thick, high to the ceiling if that's your pleasure. But I'm just putting on a very thin layer because my family personally does not like it too much. And the next layer is another layer of meat, but this time, the meat is gonna be a nice thick layer of it. Now you don't want to put too much because when you cut your lasagna, you want it to be nice and you want to be able to see all of the layers. But you know what? Who am I to tell you? You can put whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do. It's up to you, okay? But after that meat sauce, you add your cheese. And after you add your cheese, you repeat. You repeat until you get tired, okay? Or until your bowl tell you to stop, all right? However, I'm using 3 rows of pasta. Now look, rule of thumb, anytime you make lasagna, it should have at least 3 layers. But hey, who am I to tell you how many layers you want to have? This is your food. This is your recipe, honey. Make it however you want to. You can have 10 layers if that's your pleasure. Or you can have 1 if that's all you want to do. It's up to you. But look, I did 3 rows and now we're at the last layer. And I'm adding on as much cheese as I can find in my refrigerator. Because what is lasagna without a good cheesy crust? Nothing at all. All right? So look, add your cheese on. And then we're going to cover this with foil. And we're going to bake it for 15 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Bake it and make sure that cheese doesn't get stuck to the top of that foil. If you need to make a little hut, make you a little hut so it doesn't get stuck. And look, once that 15 minutes is up, you're going to remove the foil and you're going to bake it for another 20 to 25 minutes until the top gets nice and have brown edges just like this. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Y'all, that thing was sizzling and bubbling and looking all yummy and good and delicious, honey. I was so ready to cut into it. But you want to wait about 20 to 25 minutes before you actually bite into it, you guys. It will fall apart. I promise you, it'll slide out of there like folks slide into your DMs, y'all. Please let it sit for about 20 to 25 minutes, okay? Once you do that, then you can go willy-nilly and cut right down the center and make all of your servings, okay? So look, this is actually gonna serve 8 people with this size dish. You can use a bigger casserole pan, or you can use a bigger lasagna pan, whatever dish you want to use. You may just need to double the recipe, okay? But this recipe makes approximately 8 servings, all right? 8 servings. So that's 4 servings if you're going to eat 2, all right? But look, cut that lasagna, girl, and look, get you a spatula and pull that thing out of there. And see, this is why you want to let it sit, because it makes it so much easier to grab it out of the pan, especially if you a perfectionist like I try to be, okay? But look, take it out of there. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all can't really see it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Here we go. Look at that. Oh, and I'm going to top it off with a little bit of feta, okay? I like feta on my lasagna. And you can do Parmesan if that's your pleasure, okay? And I'm also going to top it off with some basil. And this is it. Look, that's it. Very simple, very easy, done in 30-45 minutes at the max. And that's it. Look at those beautiful layers. That meat sauce, it was delicious, okay? My family enjoyed it, and I'm sure your family will as well. All right, so look, that's it for today's video, and I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for subscribing to my channel and checking out my content, and let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this video. All right, and you know what? I'll see y'all next time in the next video. Bye.